Show you more. Seam sealer here. It's of the color. Check the oil, and the oil's at least this far over full, and it smells like gas. O'Reilly's can't even get one anymore. Those sockets, they kind of look like almost like a rounded off square. Boys, this Dodge is a 1974 D100. Well, I guess I'll have to go back and look at the video and see what it looks like. A little bit of rust down here, but hey, that's just weight reduction, so you can gear jam it down the strip. Welcome to RCindustry. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and we're back today with the old D200. Well, as most of you know, this is my son's truck, but today we're going to do some work to this. I don't know if we're going to get back to the D100. We got to get them floorboards welded in too, but we're going to have to jack this up and put some wheel bearings in it. So, I don't know. Let's just do it. Show you more. Another thing we're going to check today is the ball joints, the upper ball joints. The last video you guys corrected me, and you're right, the procedure we used was checking the lower ball joint, but that won't make the upper ones move around. So today we're going to jack up under the A-arm down here, and we're going to get you in there and you're going to watch, and I'm going to see if we've got any upper play, or a play on the upper ball joint. So let's just do that right now. Oh, let's see if we can get this. Bang, bang, bang goes the trolley. Okay. Put that about right in there somewheres. Okay, I kind of got you up in here, and what we want to see if this, can't really see that too good, can you? Let me see if I can move you around a little bit. Yeah, we want to see if this A-arm moves independently of this here. It's kind of hard to see with this brake line in the way. Let's just look and see what happens. You watch that, because I can't see it from over here. Did you see anything? Well, I guess I'll have to go back and look at the video and see what it looks like. Oh. Well, as you can see, it's going to need some upper ball joints on this side. I'll jack it up and check this one over here too. But I don't have them. We're going to have to, I don't know if you know if I can get them locally. They may be pretty popular or pretty common. I don't know. We'll just have to see. All right. So, yeah, if we're going to put the wheel bearings and do all that, I'd just soon do the ball joints, while we got it tore apart. So let me see if I can source some parts. Show you more. Okay, well basically you saw me beating this piece out. This piece is actually for the other side. And so we've got this piece setting down in here. So you can see that we did the same thing here, just some reinforcements on this. This is the hole that's cut out so you can get to the cab mounting bolt in case you ever, want to do that. So I just got that one laying in there so I can move the vehicle around and not dangle my feet down on the ground. And then here's the other piece for this side. As you can see, I didn't get real fancy with it because this just goes right here like so. Something like that. And then we've got, let's see here. We have this piece here. We had to actually make some of this gutter, or this little lip, this ridge. So this goes in here like that. Let me bring you in here. So basically all we got to do is just, weld this all in here. And we'll beat it around a little as we weld it. And then, yeah, I mean, we basically just got to get it over there in front of the garage and get the old welder out and start, blowing slag. In the meantime, the upper ball joints for this came in, so I've got to round up my socket, that big Chrysler socket, to screw them things out with on that A-arm. And I don't know where that's at. It's in here in Fibber McGee's closet someplace, I think. So, yeah, so I got to do that. We're going to put the bearings in this, and we've got to start thinking about getting the new tires on it, because once we get the ball joints on it, we got to get it down and get the front end aligned. So, all right, guys and gals and all my pals, as Russell would say, I think we're going to do some welding on this. We need to get these floor pans put in this thing. We need to get the ball joints, the upper ball joints, and the wheel bearings put in that one. But when I went to dig out my big socket for those A-arm upper ball joint things, well, I can't find it. You would think with all this junk back here that I'd have it somewhere, and I probably do. So I had to go down to the AutoZone, which was the only local place that it could even order one. O'Reilly's can't even get one anymore. Those sockets, they kind of look like almost like a rounded off square. Well, anyway, you Mopar people know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I got one of them coming, but it ain't coming till Monday. This is Saturday. Eric was going to come over and help me work on that truck, but he wound up having to work today. He goes to work this afternoon, actually, because he works second shift. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Don't matter. So we're going to get the welder out, and let's see if we can burn some metal. Show you more. One thing we will talk about briefly is this thing all of a sudden won't even run if you've got the top on the air cleaner. If you put the top back on that air cleaner, it'll kill it. So one of our channel members and good friend there, Jason from Indirect Connection, told me, he said, well, what happened to the rest of the carburetor? And I'm like, well, that's all I've ever had, but apparently there's some sort of apparatus that goes here and, does its magical thing. So, I thought, well, I'll get a carburetor for it. So magically, one appeared. So this one's got all the parts on the top of it, and it's supposed to be only less than a year old, so we're hoping to be able to just take that off of there and put over there. But that's obviously not going to happen today, so we're going to shut the hood on that baby, and we're going to call it good for that. Let's get to welding the floors. And let's suck this out of there. We're going to take this old duker. First, I think we're going to plug it in. Okay. Okay, so if you watched the earlier episode where we cut all this out, you know that we treated all of that. Well, it's been setting out, you know, it's been almost 2 weeks, and it was starting to get some flash rust on it. So that's why I thought I would take that thing and, you know, scuff that up a little bit. So let's get set up here with the welder and get the floor pans set in there where we're going to have them, you know, all along here. And let's get ready to weld some of that in place, and then we'll really get after it. Well, there's always something going on around here. I went to get my fire extinguisher, which I keep right over there, and I picked it up, and when I did, it went off. The pin was missing out of it. Where did it go? Now I've got to buy a new fire extinguisher. Okay, well, you can see we got it all tacked in there where it's supposed to be. And now it's just going to be going around and finishing all that up and getting it all welded in. So, I'll show you more. Well, Eric showed up over here before he went to work, so he's checking out the progress here. So basically, we're just going to keep going around all of that till it all gets welded up. Well, you can see we got her all put in there. All good and tight again now, so we got to get some seam sealer and go around all of this, and then I want to put some primer down and some white paint, you know, and kind of make it look a little better. And then we're going to put that sound deadener stuff along the bottom of it, and then we'll put the carpet in. Yeah, I mean, you know, but that's probably going to about do it for today, because it looks like we're getting ready to have a big old thunder bumper come in. So I think I better get this all cleaned up and move the vehicles all back around and all that before that happens. So, yeah, show you more. Well, hey, sorry for the interruption in today's video, but I wanted to take this short opportunity to let you know about Shop RCindustry. Yes, you can go to Shop RCindustry and you can get you this trucker's hat. Order online today. We also have shirts, white, gray, and black. And wintertime is coming, so get you a hoodie. We appreciate any purchase you make on Shop RCindustry. You can go to the About section in your phone, scroll down to the very bottom and click on that tab, and it'll take you right there. All the proceeds are going back into the builds here at RCindustry. Here at RCindustry, we're making it just like brand used, baby. And now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Well, we're back to work on the old Dodge D100. D is for, did it ever run? Well, I had problems getting it started this morning to bring it back over here. The rain finally quit, and I said, we got to get out here and finish up these floors. We got to get some seam sealer put on them, you know, and some primer and different things like that. So, I went to start it, and it wouldn't start. Finally got it started, and no oil pressure, or very little. So I got it over here, checked the oil, and the oil's at least this far over full, and it smells like gas. And so I gauged the gas tank back here with my little stick that I put down in it, and we're at least a half a gallon or more missing out of the tank. So I'm thinking the fuel pump must, you know, it just quit working, I guess, or it's leaking internally. And there's gasoline dripping out the front of it. So yeah, I think it's time to change that. So I'm gonna run over to the parts store and get a fuel pump, and then we're gonna get the seam sealing done on this, and then I guess we'll put a fuel pump on it. I mean, hey, I gotta change the oil anyway, so I guess now we got it flushed out good on the inside, I'm sure of that. So all right, show you more. Okay, I bought actual seam sealer, guys. Yeah, I know, that's a first for me. I always use caulking, but we got typical Dodge truck stuff going on here. And across here, there's not holes in it, but it is a mess, and it's been sealed up across there before. So what I want to do is I'm going to clean that all out real good, and we're going to put some actual seam sealer up there and in the rain trough. And then we're going to seal up the floors and let that dry. I went down to get a fuel pump, and of course, you know, there's no fuel pump available. But they can have one by 1:30 this afternoon. So let's go ahead and get this seam sealing stuff all done. And then, so that can be drying. And then let's get the oil dumped out of this thing, get the new filter and oil in it, get the fuel pump off of it. You know, it's just the way it is. We're going to have to plug the fuel line off, and because we'll drain the tank, you know. Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you guys and gals, this baby's almost a convertible. I knew it was leaking a little, but I didn't know it was this bad. But I think we can stop the water from coming in, and that's all I'm worried about. This thing here's bent a little. Yeah, and it's all around here too. There's a hole here, and there's a hole right over there. But hey, that's just part of it. Stupid air compressor. That stupid air compressor. That thing kicks on every time I'm recording. Do, do, do. Now I'm doing this because I don't want to get it all over this rubber on the windshield, because you know, you want to make it look like it's in good shape, you know. I don't want it real noticeable right off the bat, you know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. We're going to do that. Once I get all this taped up, I'll bring you in here and show you what I'm talking about, because we got some holes, definitely got holes. So, holes. All right, show you more. Wear your PPE, guys and gals, because I'm telling you, this real, you know, seam sealer here, it's of the color. She gets all over you, and you know, you ain't getting it off real easy. Okay, get out of the way there, antennae. I'm going to start over here in about the middle. Well, maybe. There she's a-coming. I'm just putting a real thin bead up here in the corner, and then I'm going to fill that whole gap up. For now, I'm putting this thin one up here. Now, I have taken spray foam and foam all this up in here, especially if I'm not using the proper stuff here. if you're going to use like good old paintable caulk. But I figured, well, this time we'd spend the extra money. To be honest with you, caulking's gotten expensive, so it's not that much cheaper. And hey, as long as I don't have to put a windshield in it, then I'm not going to worry about it.
Today's song of the day of the month of May is brought to you by Holton Refrigeration. Thinking about upgrading or replacing your heating and cooling system? Call Holton Refrigeration. They have the heating and cooling knowledge to keep you comfortable year round. They offer all forms of AC and heating services, including new homes. Call BDC.
This stuff is kind of self-leveling. Oh, I got the radio on. I'll go have to shut that off because they'll not like music playing. You'd think those artists would want their cut off of their music, but they don't. Okay, let's go shut her off. Do. I think that windshield was worse than I thought, so we may have to get some more of this out because I believe we're going to use her all up here. Anyway, I'm going to continue on here and getting this all sealed up. And yeah, I probably should have ground down those welds, but you know, I really don't care. All right, show you more. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. When you're hot, you're hot. Well, I think I'm just about out of that tube right there. I believe that's all she is. And there ain't no more. Now, once you get that all on there, the proper way to do this is probably take a little squeegee, you know, like a Bondo squeegee thingy. But I'm just going to use my fingers. And we're just going to spread that out. We just want to seal this up. Because on the bottom side, I'm not too worried about it. Because on the bottom side, we're going to spray it with undercoating. And like I said, I don't know if it was earlier in this video, but in the one prior to this, I think, I'm going to take that sound deadening stuff and put on here anyway. And then it gets carpet over it, so you know, it is what it is. So we're just going to smooth that out as best we can and let that dry. Let's get a little primer on this before we put paint on it. At least on the raw metal. The bottom side gets sprayed with undercoating. I'm not too worried about it. Let's see, the color of the day is Color Place Indoor Outdoor Flat White. Let's just cover this all up with that. Now you got to remember, I put that stuff on here, that rust converter, so that's what all this dark colored stuff is. So anyway, just so you remember that. So we'll get a couple of coats of this on here, and then we will come back and I'll show you more. Now, before you get all wigged out on what I'm doing here, I'm just going to take some white paint and paint over all that, because anything I touch up on this truck is going to be in white. And for those of you who haven't watched all the process on this truck, you know that this was originally in a white truck. And once I get ready to put the patina sauce on it, which is what I call it, but it's my own mixture, then I'm going to touch up anything that I mess with in white, because that's the color of the truck. Now, that's the color it's supposed to be. So I've got this kind of sprayed off because I want to spray that up in there where we filled that all full of urethane or seam sealer. Then we're going to paint all that white. And then, yeah, I mean, that's just what it's going to be. And I know the other thing on this truck is there's a lot of people that's made comments, why are you hacking that thing all up? It's worth this and that, and you should put a 360 in it, and you should do this. And I know I should, but I've decided I'm not going to keep this truck. And I know some of you out there are interested in it, but I do want to take it to the No Name Nationals if I can get it running. And I think we got a problem with the clutch too. And what it is I think there's a rat's nest up in there, and now it's all into the fingers of the the pressure plate. So I got to work on that and see if I can clean that out before we get too involved in this. But the truck is really not worth, I mean, it's got good frame and it's got good running gear. I mean, even the old Slant 6 is in pretty good shape, believe it or not, but the body is terrible on it. I mean, we've welded the cab back together so it's safe enough to drive down the road. The bed is horrible on it. It's the fenders, the hood is bent and dented. I love these bird bath hoods, but this one is just a disaster. So there's really not a lot to salvage on it. It's just never going to be a show truck. And it wasn't ever intended for that. I was going to drive it till we got old Blue Brown going, and I really like to drive that one. So for now, I'm driving it. It's going to stay the shop truck. This one's going to go on to a new home. And I know exactly what someone will do. They'll rip all this drive line out of it, and they'll make a drag truck out of it. And it'll be good for that because it already has weight reduction. Man, spray paint's gotten expensive, hasn't it? I mean, the stuff I used inside came from a garage sale for $2. This was the cheapest I could find in a gloss white, and it was $7 a can. I mean, what as old Garrick would say. I mean, that's ridiculous. And you can't blame that on tariffs. I mean, it's already that way, so I don't want to hear that. I guess I should get the air hose, but well, what the heck. It sprays nice. Ought to for $6.89 a can or whatever it was. We're just going to put a couple of light coats on here. I'm not trying to make it perfect. Just want to cover up that urethane. Okay, so we're going to put some of this stuff here down, and I'm going to run it up to about here, and we're going to cover up this old, I can't find a plug for that, so we're going to cover that up as well. We got to leave a hole here for the seat belt to bolt through, so I'm going to lay this kind of up here, and we want to kind of make sure that we're thick enough up there. So I think that piece So we're going to cut a little here, and I'm just using regular scissors to cut this with. Let's see, I want to go to about there, and then we're going to come up this way. So I'm just going to cut this with these scissors, and then we'll just kind of curve it up, and this should give us a piece for the other side, because we'll need to curve it over there too. And the other little fancy tool that I'm going to use is my wallpapering wheel. Back when I used to do wallpaper, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. I don't even think people use wallpaper anymore. Maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't put any wallpaper on in 15 or 20 years, probably. Well, yeah, that's probably at least 17 years anyway. Because I don't think I've laid any since I've lived up here. Okay. Now you want to kind of work this stuff, because once it sticks down, it's usually stuck pretty good. I just do this right here. It's kind of like that. Work it down in there. It'll take up a lot of gap. It's just a sound deadener, but it does strengthen it up a little bit, I've found through the years. That's it, man, right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and when we get done, I'll show you more. You gotta kind of be careful pulling this off, because I don't want to jeopardize your thing. I don't have to call us into a break. Keep my leg. Well, this is how this turned out. I just like them little factory plugs, so I cleaned them up, put them all back on both sides there. So, it's basically just for some sound deadening. It keeps the cab from sounding so tinny. It just makes for a nicer space to, lay the carpet and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. Hey, I really do appreciate you coming along and watching the video today. And if you stayed till the end, give me a thumbs up, and I might get a hold of you and send you something special. Anyway, I think we're gonna close up shop and kind of end this video here. The old brown bag here, slowly turning a little bit white, but it's always going to be brown, but it's going to have a little white on it, like I said earlier. Hey, you can always find us on Instagram. I don't post much on there. I don't like it since Meta took it over and it changed, but I do get on there from time to time. You can check us out on Facebook, and you can check us out on MeWe, all those places where RCindustry. So you just get on there and check us out. We're also on X. I actually like that social media site now. I'm not banned from it anymore since the new name and the new owner took over. But anyway, that's another story. And some of you already know the story, so that's good. Yeah, so we're just going to press on, but not in this video. So next thing we got to do with this truck is we got to get the oil changed out of it. We got to get the fuel pump put in it, which should be here this afternoon. Well, it should have already been here actually, because it's like 3:30. So I'm going to go down and check on that here in a short. And yeah, so we're going to get that done. We got to get that carburetor put on it, because we know this carburetor's no good. One of the viewers out there, actually, he is a member of the channel. Thank you to all the members, and especially thank you to him, because the members' comments do get priority, and so I always look at those. And he's the one that told me, "Hey, you ain't got all the pieces there." Well, who knew that? Because I certainly didn't. So anyway, yeah, I just appreciate every one of you watching, and as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.